Hello, CTO Larsson guests. Effective immediately, CTO Larsson will still be working with CTO Larsson and all subsidiary brands, including but not limited to CTO Larsson and CTO Larsson. This decision has not been easy. However, after long consideration, we are confident that this is the only path forward. If you have any questions, please reach out to CTO Larsson. I'm sorry to joke about serious matters, but I feel I have a different take on the Bitboy Ben saga that you might find interesting. We'll also talk about the future of NFTs, if there is one, and a very important market observation and what it means for Bitcoin and the wider crypto market. Quick recap about Ben, Bitboy Crypto, if anyone against all odds have missed it.
Hello. Yesterday, BJ Investment Holdings, the parent company of Hit Network, took decisive legal action in removing Ben Armstrong from the company, and specifically the Bitboy Crypto brand.
BJ Investment. Really can't make this up. So they're saying here that this difficult decision is a culmination of a prolonged effort to help Ben during his relapse into substance abuse, as well as reconcile the emotional, physical and financial damage he has done to the employees of Hit Network and the Bitboy Crypto community. And of course, Bitboy Ben has been doing a lot of controversial things lately. I'm supposed to be in court today, if not, why posting this picture from the beach? This was in April, which probably isn't a good idea. But of course, there's usually two sides of the story. I did read the statement that Ben did at the time, where he said that his lawyer intentionally booked the date on the time when he knew that Ben would be away with his whole community, a trip that was very difficult to change. Ben's own version of what is happening now is that these two people have attempted a coup at his company. There has been a mutiny at Bitboy Crypto and Hit Network. Until they can clone me, I have nothing to worry about. Zach XBT writes, is it because of your recent involvement with all these sketchy crypto meme coins or something else? If we read speculation on Reddit, many people think that he's involved in some SEC-based action or megasuit. People speculating it's connected to that he's moving to Dubai and that he should be the majority owner, so this shouldn't really be possible. But people are just guessing here. What we can say for sure is that Ben is posting here on this Twitter handle, join BenCoin, and writing things like Ben is not owned by Hit Network or Bitboy Crypto. It is managed by a separate entity controlled exclusively by Ben Armstrong and Duchess of DeFi. The release and implementation of V2 is unaffected. If you read this again, is managed by a separate entity entirely. If writing that, and then later we'll have to try to prove to the SEC or whoever that this is decentralized and not controlled by an entity, that's not a clever thing to write. And of course, this Ben coin is not looking too great, down about 94% from the top. So on the Bitboy Crypto YouTube channel, they tried to just replace this guy with this guy. Will that work? I don't know. I think it depends a lot on how it's done. People are much more reactive than you would imagine. I can see in my own YouTube statistics that about 90 to 98% simply press whatever YouTube recommends at the top of the app or on the homepage. That's it. That's their entire algorithm for how to invest their most valuable asset, their time and their attention. So if this marketing company, BJ Investments or whatever, can find a way to please the algorithm, it will work. Bitboy Crypto was the largest YouTube channel for years. Now it's the second largest. And I was very happy to see that what I think a higher quality channel, Coinburo, sailed up as number one. I've learned a lot from that channel. Great work, no doubt. So this one is at least owned and run by this gentleman, guy, right? Well,
would you tell me a little bit about the early days of Coinburo, when it was founded, when you joined?
Okay, so Coinburo launched as a website in 2017. And yeah, it was started by a couple of guys, and one of whom was an old school friend of mine. So he knew that I was into crypto, so he got me on board to help write for them, of starting, of filming some content and putting it on YouTube. Because we were trying to sort of find a way to pivot and get ourselves back in the mix. So yeah, everyone kind of liked the idea, and then it was like, right, so who's going to do this YouTube? And people sort of started excusing themselves, and like one of the guys pointed out that because I'd done like acting courses at uni and I'd done like amateur dramatics and short films, this kind of stuff. That I was probably the best one to do it, and yeah, it was a unanimous decision that it was going to be me.
Ngop here some time ago checked on LinkedIn, and she found over 25 people who had script writer for Coinburo in their profile. I don't disrespect anyone's work here. It's just an observation that the two biggest YouTube channels in crypto seem in fact to be owned by two marketing companies. The guy reading the script could be replaced, and I think in the case of Coinburo, which has in my opinion more valuable and professional content, I think the channel would go on pretty much without impact if Guy would decide to leave one day and someone else would read the script off the teleprompter. Not saying he is not knowledgeable, clearly he is. I'm only saying that these are the points of time where I feel I might actually make it on YouTube. If the two biggest channels are in fact marketing companies professionally maximizing engagement for the algorithm with big staff and operations, I of course lose out in terms of views short term. I don't have the kind of operation, it's an open me here. But it's actually me. I'm real for what it's worth. I'm a real person. I try to be authentic. And long term, I think that is what people want. They think they are getting it with the bigger channels, but actually those are huge operation companies. I'm here posting YouTube videos of my own insights. So my request to you is to take this moment and really decide how you invest your time, who to follow and who not to follow. And the way YouTube works now is that you need to basically enable notifications, the bell button, on the ones you want to follow. Otherwise, you might still never hear from that channel again, even if you are following. The bell is the new follow button. Before I went on holiday, I published these business ethics and code of conduct, which quick in recap are: I do not take sponsorships. I do not publish paid referral links. I do not accept paid promotions. I do not invest other people's money. I do not raise money or broker investments. I do not offer financial advisory services. I do not offer buy calls or sell calls. I do not offer any crypto services, like issuing tokens. I stay far away from any pump and dump. I do not even exchange cryptocurrencies received. I'm a customer to a service provider which does that. And I do not predict the future, unfortunately. I have no company with both external-facing services and investment activity, just to make it all super clear. I do not do paid collabs, and I do not sell your data, obviously. Then there's a bit of an article here, welcome to read it. I also have it linked in my Twitter bio. This list probably costs me somewhere around $2 million a year compared to if I had pursued all these opportunities. That's money that I say no to. And of course more if I had issued meme coins or something. I aim to have the most stringent code of conduct among all educational YouTube channels in tech and finance. That's a very ambitious goal. But my game is really to play the long game. I feel that's my chance to in the end maybe exceed all these channels that are today much bigger than mine. And to do that I need to survive. I need to constantly up my ethics and my policies to try to stay the best in the bunch, constantly improving, so that in 10 years I'm still here, while maybe all those others are already gone. The next topic we will cover today is the SEC going after NFTs. The SEC sued Impact Theory, who raised 30 million through an NFT offering in 2021. They sold something called founder keys with different tiers, giving access to different stuff. And the SEC said that Impact Theory emphasized that they were trying to build an operation of value and if successful would deliver tremendous value to founder key purchases. So the SEC is saying that the NFTs were investment contracts and therefore securities. And already today, the next day, they have settled the case and fined by $6 million. And as someone pointed out, 30 million minus 6 is still $24 million in profit. And the founder here sounds really pleased with the settlement from what I can read. There is a backstory here. Zach XBT was very hard on these guys back in 2021 and called it the worst NFT cash grab yet. And the founder defended himself down here. But as many have pointed out, the description in the SEC lawsuit applies to quite a few NFT projects, probably also to the ones you are already holding, with value derived from the company's effort, from development, bringing on more team and creating more projects, and that people will then get a crushing, hilarious amount of value. I think the SEC starts with one of the easiest cases to win, because as Zach XBT identified already in 2021, this one was kind of not looking so good. Then when they've settled that one, they've established the precedent, then they start going after the other ones, which are less clear-cut, because now they have a precedent. I think for sure, just as they've gone after a whole range of altcoins, they will now try to go after more NFT projects, maybe including the big ones like Bored Ape Yacht Club and so on. This is how they operate. Let's move on to the markets. There's something very important and very interesting happening on the 2-year yield. I have talked about this one many times. It was dangerously close here to the red line, but are we getting a rejection? Yesterday and today sure looks like it, but it's very early days. We don't know yet if this one will break out or if it will really reject and start retracing here. This one has backed up yesterday and today. The question now is if that is enough to balance the negative news and send Bitcoin back into the middle of the range. Because make no mistake, the main cheerleaders for crypto going down is not positive for the space. All forms of economics is mainly about storytelling. That's the big insight I've had this summer. Fiat, Fed target rates, gold, Bitcoin, all same. Same if all big NFT collections are now securities. Not good for the space. So let's see if these early signs of rejection is enough to offset the negative news in the crypto space and avoid a breakdown of the support level now that Larsson line is blue. I covered my action plan for BTC in this video already. Watch it if you haven't already. It still holds true. Thank you, tack. CTO Larsson out. Hej då.